Well, hello my beautiful Sagittarians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-June right through to mid-July 2025. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I'm going to use Gaia chimes to cleanse your reading so that I cleanse your space hourly. Please turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound, okay? So let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Sagittarians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians? What do they need to know regarding their current circumstances? Please show them the way. Who is coming towards them regarding love? Can you please highlight what they need to be aware of right now? What lies ahead for my beautiful Sagittarians regarding their love life? So the first card we have is the Anchor. So a lot of you are becoming emotionally secure in your own circumstances. You may be focused on your home life at this time, your priorities, your family. This is also a period of you discovering where you feel like home. So a lot of you could be thinking about relocating at this time, or perhaps you are someone right now who is enduring a situation, as it were. You have a lot on your plate. You're trying to create space for love. I mean, it's not your priority at this time. It may be something that you want, but I definitely see here that you are prioritizing your own needs at this time and that you are looking for a long-term stable relationship. Okay, ultimately, I feel like you are looking for longevity in a relationship, but I feel a lot of you may have found the dating scene, as it were, challenging. A lot of you have not even entered the dating scene. You just don't want to get to that place because you found it has been very transient or oversaturated, or people are not looking for what you're looking for. You know, we have the Mountain. It's in the resistance position there. A lot of you may feel isolated or a little bit lonely at times, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love. I see a lot of you have a higher calling, okay? And this often is a very challenging, lonely path. So I feel you're connected to that at this time, but I do see a change in your circumstances. You have the Stork here, and this is the outcome overarching energy, which means sudden improvement, sudden movement in your dating life. You may suddenly meet a person. A lot of you are on a very healing journey at this time. But your first card there is the Anchor. And when you reduce it, of course, 3 plus 5 is 8. That is the number of the self. So a lot of you are prioritizing your own needs and on a journey of self-discovery. This is about you looking at who or where feels like home. If you think about the nature of the Anchor, it can indicate that some of you have been drifting when it comes to love because you've perhaps tried to look out there and see if there's anyone sparking any attention, but you know, you've left disappointed or dissatisfied with your options. No one's really got that spark of what you're looking for. So it can indicate that, you know, you've been drifting, not searching, because the Anchor is not a search card. It is more of a, you know, waiting and watching and kind of like observing, but just getting on with your day-to-day life, almost like on autopilot. And it can indicate that you have reserved that anchor until you find a person who feels like it's going to be a long-term connection. You're conserving yourself, as it were. You're waiting for the one. And the anchor can also indicate that a lot of you are prioritizing your own stability, your finances, your prosperity. You know, life has been very challenging over the last couple of years. So it can indicate that you've been stuck in a rut. You have been consistently working on something and you've never had time for love. So you're creating space for love, creating a foundation for love to come on in. But also, it can indicate that in the past you've met people who were either inconsistent and you're looking for consistency in a relationship, but I feel like you've committed to yourself at this time, and this is creating a foundation, as I mentioned, for true love to come on in and flourish. But I feel like you will be, you know, utilizing this anchor, as it were. You will meet a person where you want to settle down. Okay, I feel like you will not be drifting for much longer. But also, some of you, this could be that you're relocating or thinking about a move abroad, or you're actually taking a vacation. It could be something you're planning at this time. The anchor can be to go overseas. Okay, but ultimately I feel symbolically the energy lends itself to you wanting a long-term relationship. Kind of like getting ready to settle down, as it were. Now we do have the Tower equivalent because this is the Mountain, so these two cards are linked. It can indicate that right now you are going through some challenging times, that you are rebuilding. But also, if you think about the nature of a mountain, this can indicate there has been resistance or struggles or like blockages when it comes to relationships. It can indicate that you've connected to people and then it stalled. For example, you may feel that people haven't done the work. If you think about the nature of a mountain, you know, it takes work, hard work and commitment to climb that mountain, you know. So a lot of you may have felt that people are not really willing to invest in a relationship long term. There's such a scattered energy in the dating scene over the last couple of decades where, you know, people are very flippant. You know, dating apps can mean that, you know, we are not shopping for humans, as it were, but it's like, you know, there's such a transitory energy where people are not willing to invest sometimes and they're on to the next, as it were. So a lot of you may have encountered that sort of energy or felt that that's the way, you know, dating is going right now, that you've removed yourself, because this is a card of removing yourself. You're someone who's very strong. You know, the Mountain can indicate there's a strength about you and you haven't met someone who is strong enough to walk by your side right now. So even though you feel a little bit isolated or alone in your circumstances, I feel like you're very self-sufficient and, you know, independent. And that's a wonderful attribute. I feel some of you may have even questioned whether people are intimidated by your strength or your independence, but the right person is not going to be intimidated by that. I feel like the right person is going to walk by your side in strength and love all aspects of you, okay? That is the nature of true love there. But, you know, this card indicates there has been some delays. It's almost like your dating life has been put on pause. It's frozen over. It's like it's non-existent right now. And this can be because you have a higher calling. Sometimes we are put on pause on purpose in order to focus on that true mission, that calling that we have before we meet the person of our dreams. So I feel because the Mountain is in the resistance position, this is exactly where you want it to be. It means that obstacles are going to be removed at this time, that you will not be, you know, single for much longer. It's also number 21, which is a world card energy. This era, you know, is kind of coming to a close now, and suddenly there is movement and improvement. A lot of you, if you feel that, you know, you've been prioritizing other needs and you've been on autopilot in life, it can indicate that you've lain dormant for some time, and suddenly you're about to have your spirits revitalized, and there's going to be movement in your dating life there. We've got number 17, which is of course the star. It means that you're aligning yourself with a wish, but also you've been healing and choosing healthier options when it comes to your life in general. And the stork indicates sudden movement. If you know the nature of a stork will like stand there for a very long time, observing the dating pool, as it were, observing the pool, and suddenly there's an opportunity, and I feel this is how your dating situation is going to go. It's like you've been keeping your eyes peeled occasionally to see if there's anyone out there, and there's been nobody. And then suddenly someone comes along and there is change, because the stork can indicate that there is a sudden transition happening here and an opportunity to nest or settle down with a person. So very excited about that. I do feel that you are heading towards an opportunity to meet someone new, but let's get to that Celtic cross to see where you may meet this person or what's going on there. Thank you so much. I feel it's impromptu, an impromptu event, or you meet this person suddenly, but let me just get into the details there to see a little bit more clearly where you may meet this person. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarius? Now, I'm hearing a song right now, very famous song. It's not a romantic song, so I'm not really sure what it's about and why it's shown up in your reading. But I just heard The Final Countdown, very famous song by Europe. Okay. And I mean, this could be a countdown to an event or something you have planned. Maybe it's a song that's going to play when you meet this person, the final countdown. I mean, this could also be that you're, and this will not resonate with everyone. For some of you, it could be someone that you're kind of already connected to, and there's an ultimatum there. It could be that perhaps this is someone who comes in and out of your life, and it doesn't really go anywhere. It feels like it's stalled, perhaps. And you're just wondering where it's going. Perhaps you're giving this person or situation like a bit of a countdown, like ship up or ship out. So I feel, yeah, there's this energy. My guides just said, my guides are laughing at me. They're like, it's shape up or ship out. So obviously I said that wrong. When I'm channeling, it's very hard. I'm just like doing the energy and reading the cards, but also channeling certain images and sounds that I hear in the reading. So yeah, it's shape up or ship out. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll leave it at that. My guides are giggling though. Now for some of you, because the Hierophant is in the past position, you may have been in a high-level commitment in the past or even married in the past, and this could be that you needed a certain period of time to get over something. Maybe you gave yourself a certain limit, as it were. Maybe that's why the final countdown is there. It's like you want to be ready for a certain month or a certain, period. Maybe it's connected to your plans. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not really sure why that song has come out, and I'm not being given any images or any energy as to why, but it may even be like you go on a date and that song is playing and you're like, oh, there's the song. It's a little signpost from the universe that you're about to meet someone new. And I can see that you are about to meet someone new. Okay, we've got the Four of Pentacles there, long term. Your starting card is the Hermit. I'm not surprised to see that. A lot of you have been withdrawn from the dating scene, or you're exhausted, just fed up. You need to rediscover your mojo, as it were, because there's no one really sparking that in you at this time. A lot of you also have been on a very deep spiritual path of illumination and enlightenment, and it can be that you've been prioritizing your personal journey at this time. Life is a journey, and it can be that you have neglected your own needs, and now you're sort of being very practical with that and making sure that you make some changes in your life before you actually open yourself up to love. We've got the Empress there. So you are someone who's very attractive. You actually get a lot of attention, and you will get more attention over the next coming weeks and months there. This is about stepping into your sensual side. It's about leading with passion. It's about wanting to find your divine counterpart. Some of you may also be mature. And what I mean by that is spiritually mature. You may have been meeting people who are emotionally unavailable. For some of you also, it can be that as you get older, you may be a little bit worried that you're not going to meet somebody, but that's not true at all. I want you to be aware of that. We have the Knight of Wands. Ooh. So that's in your hope and a fear position. So it can indicate that, you know, you're happy to like flirt with people or meet people who are exciting to be with, but ultimately you don't want someone who's rash or impulsive or here today, gone tomorrow sort of thing. You don't want a player, okay, which is understandable. You've got the Six of Swords. Interesting. That's crossing water, and you've got an anchor there. So some of you are literally taking a vacation, or you're coming out this, you're coming out of this transition period, as it were. Allowing yourself to be seen. Six of Wands. I feel like wherever you meet this person, there could be some sort of competitive edge to it. There could be some sort of sporting event, or it could be some sort of like a festival gathering, or, you know, what I'm seeing is in the water, someone being raised up on shoulders and like having fun. It's almost like someone at a festival, someone being raised up on shoulders. And so this could be a place where you'll meet this person. I'm not sure. It could also be that this new person that you're about to meet raises you up. You know, really sees you in all your glory. And we'll get to the energy in a moment. Looking at the cards, I feel like you're influencing your circumstances to do something really impromptu. Okay? But I feel it's somehow in alignment with your plans. I'm not sure how that can coexist, but that's what I'm being given. It's like you're planning something or contemplating something, but there is like a plot twist to it, something impromptu or something that will happen last minute with it, and that's where you meet this person. Okay, so let's get to your cards. The first card there is the Hermit. Okay, so being a bit of a homebody, some of you may also, and this will not resonate with all of you, but an Ace of Swords is crossing, so it could be that some of you are joining a chat forum online, or maybe even a dating app or dating website, for example. You've thought about it for some of you, and it can be that with that Four of Cups, you're fed up. It's not meeting your expectations. You're a little bit disappointed. But some of you, it can be that you're going to give it like one more go and see, and this could be the opportunity to meet the one. But a lot of you, I feel like you meet a person where there is some sort of winning streak or award, or I mean, it could be like that you're going to Vegas, for example, and people can win at a place like that. So it could be that you're going on a vacation, or it could be you're going to visit a certain town or city because your favorite team is playing, or maybe people are competing for some sort of artistic endeavor or an award there. So I'm not really sure why I'm being given this, but it feels like someone competing. I mean, it could be as simple as like a local festival where people do like a bake sale and compete for the prize to win the best pie or something. I'm not sure, but you know, I just want to kind of cover all bases of what it could be because it feels so random. Okay, but anyway, the Hermit, you know, this can indicate that you have a higher calling, and a lot of you, this can be that you've removed yourself from the dating scene, because the Hermit literally removes themselves from society because they're not gelling. You know, it can be that you're an old soul and the usual ways of meeting people is what you're all about. But it can be that in a very changeable world right now that you've isolated yourself because you feel like, okay, either you're not connecting to anybody, or you feel that the ways to connect to people are not something that you want to integrate with. So some of you may be like, nope, don't want to do chat forums, don't want to do online dating, and therefore you're feeling a bit stuck, because when you go to events, it can be with the Hierophant that everybody's there with their family, or they're married, or, you know, they're with their significant other, for example, and you're like, well, how am I supposed to meet people at events where people actually are going to these events and they're not single? So it can be that you're literally feeling a little bit like withdrawn, or just feeling fed up, okay? You know, the Hermit energy can also indicate that you are called at this time to be single, to focus on a solitary path towards something, maybe an ambition. You know, with the Ace of Swords, it can indicate that you have lots of ideas on your career path, or you have something that you need to do, but it can also indicate that you're trying to think of new things to do. New exciting adventures that are calling you. And it can be that right now, for some of you, the Hermit can indicate that you're staying at home in order to pool your resources or save for something that you want to do, and therefore it limits the opportunity to get out there and meet someone new. But in divine timing, you're going to meet the person you're meant to be with. I want you to be aware of that. For some of you, the Ace of Swords, because it is in a crossing position, which means you read the reverse as well as the upright. I mean, the majority of you, it means that you're not talking to somebody right now, you know, that there's no one sparking your attention. But for some of you, it could also indicate that you're healing a trust issue. You may have been deceived in the past, or, you know, you may have been in a high-level commitment in the past where someone was dishonest, or you made a poor judgment on someone's character, for example. It could be someone who is emotionally unavailable, and maybe they were someone who is very good at hiding the fact, because I'm getting this charming kind of energy come out. And it could be that, you know, you are laying the ghosts of the past to rest, you know, going through those thoughts of the past in order to break through and heal. For some of you, I definitely see here that with the Hermit, I mean, you could be walking a very solitary path, but also you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. Maybe there's stress there, because the swords can indicate, especially in the reverse energy, that there's stress or pressure. For some of you, it could also be that, you know, you've been unwell and you've had to convalesce. Perhaps some of you are housebound at this time because you're waiting for a procedure or an operation. Ace of Swords can be connected to some sort of operation there. This is only if you know this, because it is a starting position. It's not something to come. I want you to be aware of that. But I feel, you know, this figure, as you can see there, is chilling out, relaxing there in a hammock. So it can be that you're called to pause at this time, but there is a breakthrough. Ace of Swords in the upright is a breakthrough, a sudden transformation, a plot twist kind of energy where you're aligned with destiny and fate. So I feel that you're on the cusp of a breakthrough, but you're uncertain about it because you're not sure how things are going to go down. But as you can see, this figure literally has, it looks like a cell phone. Oh no, it's a glass of some sort of beverage. Okay, so I do wear glasses, but I needed to see it a little bit more clearly because it's very small there. But this is like you kicking back and relaxing, getting clear on what it is that you want in a relationship, but also making sure that you adhere to your own needs, self-care routines and rituals there. And I feel this is something that perhaps you removed yourself to do, and now it's just ticked over. Time has just been passing on by, and there is this energy rising up within you where you want change, okay? Now, the earthly plane, we have the Two of Pentacles, inconsistency. You may have met people who were a little bit wishy-washy, but the Two of Pentacles can indicate that you're busy, that you are like having so many things on your to-do list, you're rushing around, juggling things, multitasking, and you have to ask yourself, have you created space for love to come on in? Because if the universe is connecting to this vibration that's coming from you, which is like you're working really hard or you have so many things to do, I mean, submerging yourself in hobbies and activities is great. But there's an energy here of making sure that they're integrated in some way. But if you're always like frequenting the same places, seeing the same faces, or doing the same things day to day, and you're not giving an opportunity for something new to come in, or you're not exploring outside your usual parameters, that can be a challenge, okay? So the universe is saying, there's an energy here of integration. I mean, it's a Two of Pentacles, so I'm also being given this energy of, which normally comes with a Three of Pentacles, but I'm being given this energy right now because of all those hands, that there may even be a friend who tries to give you a helping hand, tries to set you up with somebody. But I'm also getting this energy with the Four of Cups of like, no, don't do that, don't do that. So some of you don't want to be set up. I'm just going to pull a quick card on that. Because the main energy I'm getting from that Two of Pentacles can indicate that you're balancing your plans right now. It's a bit of a fine-tuning, balancing act. But it could also be about choice. So there could be some options coming on in here for you. So let me just pull a quick card. I was said to you just now, you know, normally I get the energy with the Three of Pentacles, and we've got the Three of Pentacles come out there. So my guides are, you know, having a lot of fun today to give me the energy that I need, but also to make sure that I'm like honing my craft as well as I'm doing the reading. I'm like, okay, I'm getting that energy more from the Three of Pentacles normally, but it's the Two of Pentacles. How can that be? But I had to express that because that's what was coming out. I always got to be honest with you and say, this is how I'm feeling in the energy. This is what I'm seeing with the card. This is what the card means. I'm giving you all aspects. That's why my readings tend to be more detailed and a little bit longer there, but I'm fully invested in the reading when it comes. And not to say that other people are not, it's just that I've got so many layers going on in the reading to give you what is the truth of the situation. But that Three of Pentacles indicates like some sort of I don't want to say interference. I just feel like someone getting involved in order to try and set you up. Someone's talking about you already behind the scenes. So it could be that you have a friend who has shown a picture of you to somebody, or you have someone that is kind of interested in you there, and there could be someone trying to set you up together there with that Three of Pentacles. But also the Three of Pentacles is a gathering of people. So some of you, this is about getting integrated, okay? Getting involved in either community events or going to a place with friends, because the Three of Pentacles can be that you go with people to a place. But it also can be that you're engineering a plan. And maybe that's what that countdown energy is all about. Perhaps you have a plan to go to a place. Ace of Wands, yeah. So Ace of Wands is new energy. There's two aces in your reading here. Ace of Wands is a spark. It is chemistry. So for some of you, you're either going to be with friends or with people that you know. This could be work colleagues as well. It doesn't always have to be friendships. It can be a circle of people that you are acquainted with in some way. And the Ace of Wands, it can be something that you're passionate about, but also it means there's chemistry with you and someone, that beautiful original spark, you know, a vision of you and this person for the future. It's a transformation. So for some of you, this can be, if you're going to the usual places, it's time to shake up where you go to. So your friend, if they're trying to set you up with someone, there's definitely a spark. Let me see where it's going to lead to. Seven of Wands. You're very guarded about this. I mean, I feel like there's this energy with independence. You know, Seven of Wands means you're at your personal best. So, of course, why wouldn't this person be attracted to you? But that Seven of Wands can indicate that you're not fully in. You're not fully invested in this connection with this person. Show me a little bit more. Is it after this encounter that the Sun card? Okay, so the Sun card is you're more connected to your path at this time, your evolution. The Sun card can indicate that, yeah, I just wanted to see the Eight of Cups, you walk away from this person. It's like you prioritize your own needs. I mean, some of you may meet this person just before you're about to travel somewhere. Eight of Cups indicates you're basically giving yourself over to your personal development path. So this person, they're nice. It could be a nice encounter, a nice flirtation. You're like, yeah, they're awesome, but they're just not for me. I felt there's this energy of like, there's some chemistry, we get on, but it's not the vision of what you want for the future, okay? I'm just gonna go one more because the Eight of Cups is pretty definitive of like, no, you're gonna like change direction or you're rejecting this person. I feel like you're like letting this person down. Seven of Cups, okay, yeah. You're not seeing this person as someone that you would settle down with, okay? Seven of Cups is an energy of a commitment issue. So either you feel like this person has just come out of a relationship and you're like, no, there's a commitment issue there. I'm not going to get involved in this. It's too early. It's too messy. Or it could be that you have options. So I feel like my guides are saying it's the two things. It's you being set up, but also you have options. There's going to be someone else who comes in here. And this is going to happen on the material plane. This is something that's going to be in your existence over the next coming months for sure. With the Four of Pentacles, the next 6 weeks is a home energy with the Four of Pentacles. So this could be that there's an invitation or something coming on in that brings you out of the home space, or you're exploring something online. The majority of you will not be doing that because I'm getting that energy of saying, oh no, I don't want to do that. But with that Four of Pentacles, it can indicate that you're like removing yourself from the home space, or you're going out of the city that you're in or out of the town that you're in. So in the past position, we have the Hierophant. So that's all about knowledge. It's about having belief that, you know, your love life is not completely over, okay? But it can indicate that you've been disappointed with the options because your next card is the Four of Cups. But the Hierophant is to know. It is to gain knowledge, but it also is a desire to have a traditional relationship. So some of you can indicate with this card that you have been locked in tradition in some way, or you know, you frequent the same places and the same experiences or the same spaces or see the same people, as it were. It can be the people you know, and it's time to reach out for something that you don't know at this time. Go to a new place or frequent a different area. It could also be that, you know, you explore your neighborhood in a different way. Now, for some of you, not all of you, but I am getting an energy of some of you may launch yourself into some sort of education. Okay, you may book a course of learning. This could be connected to you upskilling for work, or if you're not in work, if you're retired, for example, it could be a passion project. It could be that you're launching yourself and getting integrated into some sort of group activity where there is competition, or there is like a need to hone one skill to be the best at something. So it could be that you're challenging yourself to hone a skill, and perhaps there's some sort of test, or because that's competitive, isn't it? I'm just getting this energy. Wherever you meet this person, there is competing, or I mean, it could literally be that you go to a bar, and perhaps on the TV in the bar, they have some sort of sporting event. You know, something to note. I'm not really sure how else it's going to come out for you, but I just feel like you meet a person and it's spontaneous, it's impromptu, but there's some sort of competitive energy to it. I mean, it could be down the gym, for example. But yeah, I feel like the universe is sending you an opportunity for love because you've waited a long time, and I feel your experiences in the past regarding love have let you down. Either you've met people who are inconsistent, wishy-washy, or who let you down and disappointed you, or, you know, they were not emotionally available. And I feel that Four Cups can indicate that some of you were closed off to love for some time because you've been prioritizing life or responsibilities, or you felt, you know, for some of you, now don't shoot the messenger when I say this, you know, some of you may have felt that some of the activities or the groups where people meet each other, you may have felt that there's a lot of younger people there, and maybe you're not wanting to connect to anyone younger than you. You may be looking for people of your age. For example, age is not something that's a factor that comes through in my readings, but it just hit me there in the energy. So it could be that, you know, people of your age are either in relationships or, you know, have families and things like that, and you may feel it's really hard to meet someone of your similar age, as it were, and it's just made you a little bit closed off to going to these activities or integrating in these events because you just feel that everybody's always got somebody. Okay, but I feel wherever you find yourself in the next 6 weeks, because there's something different happening here for you with that stork energy, I feel suddenly you get your wish. Suddenly, you know, the universe steps in and offers you an opportunity. And I just heard, I'll meet you at the crossroads. It wasn't a song, it was someone speaking. I'll meet you at the crossroads. This may be relevant. This could be a conversation you have with a person. So it was just a voice that came through, not my guides. It was just a voice. I'll meet you at the crossroads. So interesting. I'll leave that there. The Four Cups, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there's a figure sitting underneath a tree, and their arms are closed, firmly closed, saying, you know what? Love has taught me that, you know, it disappoints, or it's not fulfilling, it's dissatisfying. So some of you may have felt that love has developed in a certain way where it just has not met your needs. Maybe you felt that you were not seen in a relationship. So you gave your all to experiences, and, you know, you may feel it was not reciprocal. So there is something here about a Sagittarian that I'm picking up on that was a little bit closed off because you have responsibilities, or you're too busy, or something here where you may have like almost sacrificed your desire to find love or put yourself in situations to find it. But there's a turbulent cloud on that Four Cups, and suddenly a cup pops out of that cloud. And that's an opportunity at new love where, you know, it's going to be more fulfilling than ever before. The Four Cups means a sudden surprise. It means it's unexpected, okay? And I feel some of you have been bored with the options. It's like same old thing, and you're just looking for someone who is like you, exciting, passionate, adventurous. You know, you need someone who's strong enough to walk by your side. And we have that four. You know, fours tend to be all about boundaries, but also about foundations. And you have that Four of Pentacles, which means long-term security, but also it means you know, that you're leaving a comfort zone. You know, if you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, there is a figure who's holding on to 4 pentacles, right? And behind them, there is the city. So it can be that, you know, if you're moving on from something, you cannot hold on to it because you'll always be stuck in the same position. It can be a cautionary tale about needing to come out of a comfort zone or not let life pass you by, especially if you're super busy there, can mean that time is ticking. And I feel as well, I'm being given a really intense energy that the person you meet has power and influence. That was random, that just came through, but I'm being given they have power and influence. So I feel some of you may have also met very selfish or possessive people in the past, and you're letting go of that. But the 4 of Pentacles can also be this energy of being closed off to love. So some of you, you need to discover what the shield is, especially if you're healing from a past experience, or, you know, you just have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders right now. I feel this is the period of letting go and opening up to the opportunity of meeting someone. And I feel for some of you, you could meet a person, if you are in a career, through some sort of work networking or something like that. There's that coming through there. But the majority of you, this is a period of like leaving your home or doing some sort of alternative event or experience. I mean, for some of you, you could like do a marathon. You could be in training. Maybe that's it. Because I was thinking, how could you be planning for something, but there's a plot twist? So, and there's some sort of like award or some sort of winning streak there, because that's the energy that I'm being given. So it could be that you're in training right now. You've removed yourself to train and do some sort of charitable event, or, you know, marathon, for example. Some of you may be doing a half marathon there because we have 6s. So it could be that you're doing something and actually you meet someone there. You're not looking for love when you meet this person. That's what's coming out with that 4 of Cups. But your advice to yourself in this moment is the 5 of Pentacles. And this can indicate that some of you, you know, 5 of Pentacles is an abandonment issue, so you may be healing that, okay? But also it can mean that you've removed yourself from the idea of dating because, you know, perhaps dating apps, it's a cold, dark place right now. There's a lack of anyone who is sparking your attention. So it can be that you're pulling your energy elsewhere. You don't want to waste your time. So 5 of Pentacles can also indicate, especially since we have an Ace of Swords in the crossing position, you know, a reverse Ace of Swords can indicate a betrayal of trust there. And we have 2 cheetahs on that card. So it can indicate that some of you are healing a trust issue, and you don't want to repeat a cycle, but I want you to be aware the new person that you meet is not like the old person if you've had problems in a relationship like that in the past. The 5 of Pentacles can also indicate that in a sea of millions of people looking for love, you may feel that somehow you get passed over. But actually, you have to think about what is different about you. You are unique, and you are going to meet a person who sees that in you and values you. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that as well. 5 of Pentacles can just mean it's a struggle right now, and there's something that you need to do. And this could be related to money, for example, or it could be that sometimes you despair how hard it is to find a person. But I feel you're going to be more invested in yourself and activities that bring you joy to follow your passions. And this is going to lead you into the arms of love. Okay, now we do have the Empress energy. And that's why I mentioned age, because sometimes with the Hermit and the Empress, you know, it can indicate that as you mature, it's harder for you to be impressed by people's motivations or, you know, people's chat up lines, things like that, for example. So I feel there is this energy of you being not impressed by much, but also this can be that you offer unconditional love and that the universe is about to send you unconditional love, okay? And it can be a changing experience or an altering experience where, you know, at first you feel a bit hesitant about where something is going, but I feel you are about to meet a person who is super kind, someone who, you know, is the epitome of love, but you have created a space for that to be reciprocal. So this is about you loving yourself in your own skin as well, you know, falling back in love with your life, choosing healthier options. But this is the circumstances outside of yourself. So this can indicate that some of you, your responsibilities, you have a family, you have children perhaps, or you have some sort of responsibility, or even like a passion project that you're nurturing. Some of you may run your own business, and that can be an all-consuming task. It can be that you're a total boss, but at the same time, it leads you to no time for yourself. So this is about having healthier cutoff times so that you can nurture your own needs there, okay? But this card highlights you're very attractive, and you're going to get a lot of attention, okay? And there's going to be connections there. For some of you with this Knight of Wands in the hope and fear position, this can indicate that you're ready for a new adventure, okay? But you fear meeting someone who is a player or transient or someone who's just going to waste your time, because you have no time for time wasters, okay? But intuitively, you will know. I want you to be aware of that. You've learned so many things over your journey so far, and I feel like you're going to be able to be aware and say, nope, that's not for me. Yes, this person is the person of my dreams, okay? But I feel like you fear meeting someone who is not adventurous, someone who is perhaps, very chaotic, someone who is impulsive, but not in an adventurous way, because that's what this card can mean. When you get this card in this position, you read the reverse of it and the upright. So it can indicate that you want someone who has that spark, that chemistry, but also you don't want someone to come in and like cause upheaval in your life or chaos. I feel there's this energy of, not just wanting the physical, you're wanting to settle down. So you may fear investing in a person and feeling with that Five of Pentacles that perhaps it'll be a total waste of time. There's no guarantees in life or in a relationship. You need to trust. And if there's a trust issue, you need to heal that before you can enter into a relationship. But I do see a very exciting period of your life unfolding for you in the future. And that Six of Wands, I feel it leads you to meeting the one. But I will clarify this card because it is a wish card. It means celebration. It means, there's a flurry of activity. It means there's a triumph. You accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. And for some of you, the person you're about to meet, as I mentioned, they've got power and influence. They may be well known, or maybe you are well known, okay? But I feel you meet at some sort of competitive event, okay? And that event could just be that you're going to the gym. So it could be something like that as well. Maybe you're competing against yourself to be better than your past self in some way. But I'm just going to pull a quick card on this Knight of Wands energy because it can indicate that some of you will meet a flirtation or someone that there is chemistry with, but there's no longevity. And that showed up with that Two of Pentacles. So I just want to see if that Knight of Wands is that for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide? King of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Yeah, so I feel like you let someone down or you connect to someone and think, actually, they're not for me. Okay, and then the King of Pentacles indicates someone who is sustaining a relationship, someone who's invested right from the very beginning. This person could be a business person as well. This person, they like the finer things in life. They've done really well financially in life. So we've got that Five of Swords, which indicates you may kind of like be a little bit conflicted at first with a decision, because that Two of Pentacles indicates some sort of decision. Right now, you may be like, where's the decisions, Baba? I ain't got no options. What's going on? But there will be options. And you will see like a trajectory where you meet someone where there is a flirtation or there is some sort of chemistry, but you're like, okay, I'm actually going to have to walk away from this person because I just got a feeling where I feel they're not really invested, okay? And maybe you're not going to be invested. You feel there's a spark, but it's not strong enough for you to explore. But this King of Pentacles, it tells me that, this Knight of Wands is a flirtation or even something physical. It can be that there's blurred lines with you and a person, and eventually you're like, I enjoyed the moment, but it's not something I want long term. And the King of Pentacles comes in because this is a person coming in, These are court cards. Whenever you get these court cards, it means a person. So you have that King of Pentacles, someone who could have very strong Taurus in their chart. Doesn't have to be, it could be Earth. But this person, they're highly intelligent. They are someone who is responsible, successful, self-made, down to earth. They have a strong sense of duty. They're loyal. And they do enjoy the finer things in life. And I feel like they can afford adventure. So I definitely see that, you're meeting someone who is loyal from the very get-go, okay? Now, I feel like you complement each other really well, this new person who's coming in. But there is a choice. Now, Six of Swords and the Six of Wands also highlights, you know, the energy, because Six of Swords is to move on from something. So it can be that, you know, there's a very passionate encounter, but you move on from this, and then you hit the jackpot, as it were, by meeting the person of your dreams. 2 sixes. I feel this is a really lucky time for you to connect to everything that you desire in a relationship. But if some of you have withdrawn from love because you have been feeling a little bit bereft there, or you need to cathartically heal something emotionally. This could be that you're coming out of turbulent times and there's karma emotions there. You know, it is a card of crossing water as well, and you have the anchor. So this can indicate that, you know, you're not going to settle for second best. You're waiting to be guided to the person where you want to settle down. The anchor, you know, will be aboard any sort of ship energy there. And it can be that as soon as you meet the person that you're like, that's the one, then you lower the anchor and you are stationary. You stay in that spot because you found true happiness. But true happiness comes from within first. And a lot of you are learning that your happiness is not tied up within another person. This is about you enjoying your solitary time, and of course, then building a foundation to create space for healthy love to come on in. Six of Swords can also indicate some of you are traveling, or there's some sort of event that will take you outside your usual parameters. This is about stepping outside of the comfort zone. And Six of Wands, as you can see, that little Aladdin's lamp almost. It's like a wish. What do you wish for in love? It shall be delivered. You are aligning yourself right now with true love. And this person raises you up. Allow yourself to be seen. Just be a little bit mindful there that the Six of Wands can indicate that there is a pedestal energy. So when we meet a person, you know, especially the honeymoon period, this can be a period where we idolize a person. We feel like they're the best thing since sliced bread, okay? Two of Pentacles is balance. So it can indicate that, you know, when we idolize a person or we think that they are the best thing since sliced bread, because it happens, right? That means we put them on a pedestal and inadvertently put ourselves below the other person. We don't mean to, but it puts the relationship a little bit off kilter. Allow the ebb and flow of the relationship, the give and take. You know, you bring the magic, so make sure that you sit back and allow the magic to also come to you. If you're always doing or planning exciting things for the relationship, or you're always going to the person or their house or all of that, you know, this means that you're bringing the whole relationship to the person. Make sure that they give back or bring the relationship to you also. There has to be give and take there. But I also feel like this is an encounter that is long lasting. When you meet this person, you know, you clock eyes with each other and it's instant. But let me just pull a quick card on this energy. Can you show me? I feel like it's after the next 6 weeks. I got to be honest with you. Oh, look at that. You got the Magician. I was just talking about you bring the magic. And then you've got the Ace of Cups, which is new love. Okay, so yeah. Interesting that we've got earlier an Ace of Wands popped out for chemistry, highlights some sort of physical kind of connection with a person, but you walk away from that. That was something that already showed up in the reading there for you. And you've got the Magician, which is like, you know, you owning your personal power, focusing on love, making it your priority. And then, of course, the magic just happens. Ace of Cups, the universe delivers. You know, that Four of Cups, as I said, out of a turbulent cloud. Because the Six of Swords is to come out of turbulent energy or challenge. So if you have been going through a difficult time, I'm sending you a huge hug out there and so much love. But I do see that the universe also loves you and is sending you unconditional love and a relationship that is really caring, romantic, and supportive. And it's a fresh new start. A new relationship is coming in. It's a very nurturing energy and your heart space is opening up to this. So I'm very excited about this for you because, you know, this is you hitting the jackpot when it comes to love. Now I'm just going to go and get some final cards before I close your reading. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Sagittarians what they need to know regarding their love situation at this time? We've got forgiveness. So some of you could be, as I said, healing, forgiving the past. Now that's a very challenging thing because, of course, we don't have to forgive the past, you know, because why should we let anyone else off the hook for all of the things that they've done to us? But it's, you know, a forgiveness to lighten your load, your karmic load, you know, because you'll carry that around with you for the rest of your life and it's heavy and it can actually prevent you from moving on. So is there something that you're holding on to from the past? Can you forgive that situation in order to let it go so you can be free? You know, sometimes we have to forgive ourselves in situations as well. If we felt that we stayed too long in a connection, knowing that it was over or knowing that it was damaging us. You know, I've done that before in the past. A relationship that was very damaging should have been over long before it was, but I tried to hold on to it because, you know, it was leaving familiarity in order to embrace the unknown, and I was scared. So, you know, the universe sent me a tower to say, let go of that. And then it took me many years to forgive myself for not leaving when I should have done. I wasted my time. I learned valuable lessons. However, you know, that time really wasn't wasted, but at the same time, I berated myself for such a long time after that. And I had to forgive myself and say, okay, you had a part in this, and, you know, it takes two to tango. And yes, there was some very damaging energy coming from the other person, and I was just dealing with it. But I should have walked away earlier, and it took me a long time to lay that part of myself to rest before I could truly open myself up to alternative experiences. So some of you, this forgiveness card can be about that. Okay, so I'm sending you a huge hug out there. If you're grappling with that sort of energy, I know how challenging that can be. But forgiveness, it lightens your karmic load to allow yourself to be free in order to open up for your new experience. Now, we also have rejection there, and I did mention in this reading that you may have to let someone down, but some of you may be dealing with rejection as well, and you're forgiving that aspect. But sometimes people, especially in relationships, are removed from us because the right person is about to come on in. The universe removes in order to create space for that which you truly desire. And we have this spark. So I feel something doesn't work out for you or hasn't worked out for you, but it's to allow this relationship to come in where you and this new person can live in harmony, and there is a connection, and it is reciprocal, and it is all-consuming, but also you see a future together. You know, sometimes we can love a person with the depths of our soul, and the other person can love us back as well. But if we're not looking in the same direction and wanting the same things in life, the same goals, then it's misaligned. So, you know, I feel a lot of you are aligning yourself right now with the person that truly matches what you want in a relationship, and, you know, it's the one. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we have... now we have the ambition rune. I hope you can see that. Let me see on the camera. I don't want it to be blurred for you. It's very small in this rune, but it's the ambition rune. It's the day rune. Basically, seize the day, seize the opportunity. This can indicate that there is transformation. Also, you know, I always say that this rune looks like a timer. So it can be that something occurred for you and it literally stopped time because, you know, the timer is on the side, as it were. But what this rune actually means is seizing the day, seizing the opportunity. An opportunity awaits. There is a breakthrough here for you, and you shall encounter it. And it's impromptu. So I'm not surprised to see that rune there. And also we have an angel. So you're being guided towards a new person. You're not going to miss this opportunity. You're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. However, the wrong person may come in first. And they're not really wrong. It just means that they're not aligned for you. It just means that you are intuitively saying, actually, this is really nice, but I don't see a future with you. You're awesome, but I feel like you're not for me. And I feel like you do kind of encounter that before you meet the one, okay? And you're being guided. You're protected and redirected. Really interesting. Rejection is protection and redirection towards something that is greater for you. Okay, so I definitely see that happening in your coming months. With the Four of Pentacles, I would say it's in the 6 weeks position. I would say you're not going to meet this person in the next 6 weeks. I have to be honest with you there. Four of Pentacles can indicate that you're holding on to something that you need to let go of. Five of Pentacles can be that sign to let go of something and you know, step outside your usual parameters. But after that, I feel like you are totally in alignment with meeting the person of your dreams, okay? And you are also the person of their dreams. I want you to be aware of that too. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Sagittarians, and love and light.